हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अर्पिता शर्मा क्लासेस। मैं हूं अर्पिता शर्मा, आपकी एजुकेटर। और आज हम एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है जिसको डिकोड करने जा रहे हैं। दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन। सी, वी हैव स्टार्टेड दिस मेंस आंसर राइटिंग सेशंस, these lectures, so that you can understand how to research for the topics, how to study them, how to prepare them, understand them, and hence how to write the answer, how to form introduction, body, and conclusion. So that is the main purpose of making this lecture series for all of you. Today the questions that we are going to decode is: what are electronic nicotine delivery systems or e-cigarettes? Do you think that unregulated sale of e-cigarettes in India is dangerous? If yes, why? This question is related to your GS paper 2. ये GS paper 2 से related है question, इसको हम answer करेंगे. I'll let you know from where you can study about e-cigarettes, why it was in news, and also how to form the body and conclusion of the question. Okay, so let's get started. Now when it comes to e-cigarettes, let us first understand why they were in news. So they were in news since 2019. 2019 से ये news में है, because in 2018 and 19 Union Cabinet approved the promulgation of Prohibition of Electronic Cigarettes Ordinance of 2019. As a result, anyone violating this act, they will be imprisoned for up to 1 year or fined up to rupees 1 lakh or both for the offense. And also storage of electronic cigarettes was also considered as punishable offense. Okay, so that is why it was in news. इसीलिए ये topic e-cigarettes का ना news में था, and that is why the question was framed in GS paper 2. So let's get started. First, let's understand what is e-cigarette. So e-cigarette is commonly known as, it is the most common form of electronic nicotine delivery system, that is ENDS. These are basically devices that do not burn or use tobacco leaves. They vaporize a solution using a battery, and this vapor is then inhaled by the user. So here the e-liquid which is formed, underline this, the e-liquid, it is composed of 5 ingredients. ये जो e-liquid ये बनाते हैं, इसमें 5 ingredients होते हैं. First is, write it down, first is known as vegetable glycerine. It is a material which is used in all type of foods and personal care products like toothpaste. And there is the inclusion of propylene glycol. Just give me a second, I'll correct the spelling. Glycol, which is a solvent which is most commonly used in fog machines. And this propylene glycol, it is the ingredient that produces, write it down, thicker clouds of vapor. This is harmful. Okay. Now the World Health Organization says that adding these solutions and emissions also contain solutions that are considered to be toxicants. तो इसमें toxicants add होते हैं. That is why it was banned. Before we move forward, there is a small announcement for all of you. Unacademy has launched Special Price Week from 10th to 17th of November. And in this special price week, Unacademy will be providing 10% reduction of all the prices on Unacademy plus combo subscription. In the combo subscription, you will get GS plus optional combo. GS में आपका pre और mains दोनों covered होगा, plus 20 books that we will be sending to your house. Unacademy will be sending to your house for pre and mains preparation, plus the prelims test series, mains test series, and optional test series, doubt clearing sessions, and everything will be provided on this one subscription. And see, 10% discount Unacademy plus is providing, plus 10% extra discount you can get if you use code Arpita10. So total 20% discount. That means if you are taking a 1-year subscription, you will have to pay 42,000 rupees only for the 1-year subscription, in which you will get preparation. You will get to do preparation for both pre, mains, and optional. So everything in just 42,000 rupees. That is a wonderful offer that Unacademy Plus is providing, and this special price week is up till 17th November 2021 only. So make sure that you take your subscription today. The links are given below in the description box. As new batches are starting from 17th November, नए batches 17 नवंबर से ही start हो रहे हैं, 2022 और 2023 के batches. तो make sure कि आप फटाफट से आज के आज अपना subscription ले लें इन नए batches के अंदर. Now here when we answer this question, first of all we will introduce our answer. Okay, in the introduction here you can see, in the introduction ये जो area है ये आपका introduction का ही area है. Okay, so in introduction the student has written, First, the student has explained what is electronic nicotine delivery system, because the question says what are electronic nicotine delivery system. So the definition has to be written. Electronic nicotine delivery systems are battery operated handheld devices that are alternatives to traditional smoking of cigarettes. Very basic understanding of ends has been explained by the student. स्टूडेंट ने बहुत ही बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो है इसकी एंड्स की ये समझाई है, ठीक है. एंड द स्टूडेंट हैज आल्सो एक्सप्लेन्ड द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ एंड्स. E-cigarettes, e-hookahs, e-cigars, vaporizers, these are emerging as popular alternatives to smoking cigarettes. This type of presentation fetches bonus marks. इस तरीके के जो presentation होता है ये bonus marks fetch करता है. Now the student is also written they provide nicotine via the respiratory route without the associated ill effects of tobacco. That is why it is very common amongst the youth. Now a normal ends consist of battery, a rechargeable or single use disposable, a vaporizer and a heating coil, a mouthpiece and a cartridge containing the liquid nicotine. So here the student has also explained the working of this ends कि क्या क्या इसमें elements use होते हैं. एक तो बैटरी होती है इसके अंदर, चार्जेबल भी होती है, डिस्पोजेबल भी हो सकती है. One vaporizer is also there, ठीक है. Then there is one heating coil. ठीक है, there is one heating coil, then we have a mouthpiece and we have a cartridge. ठीक है, these are 1 2 3 4 5. These 5 elements are a part of ends, and this cartridge, it contains liquid nicotine, and I have explained to you what is liquid nicotine. ठीक है, अभी हमने स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा था liquid nicotine में क्या क्या होता है. This liquid nicotine, it consists of propylene glycol and carcinogens which can cause cancer. Okay, this liquid also contains flavors, antifreeze, propylene, and and also contains cancer causing elements. Now this is the body of the answer. ये जो पूरा है ना ये आपका body है आंसर का. The student has now see first part of the question has been answered beautifully by the student. Second part is, do you think that unregulated sale of e-cigarettes in India is dangerous? Why? Second question है आपका कि क्या आपको लगता है ये जो unregulated sale है e-cigarettes का ये dangerous है, और ऐसा है तो क्यों? So here we will talk about, the student has talked about the sale or industry of ends. Ends industry is poised to witness a CAGR of 63% in the 5-year span from 2013 to 18. It, however, remains unregulated. The student has answered first thing of the asked in the question. If it is unregulated, yes, it is unregulated. Unregulated sale of e-cigarettes in India is dangerous. Now the student is also mentioning that why it is dangerous. The question is asking if it is dangerous. Yes. Why? First, there is no standardization of dosage of nicotine. Second, e-cigarettes are falsely marketed as harmless alternatives to smoking when they are actually harmful, because they contain cartridge which contains liquid nicotine which has a cancer causing element, carcinogens. Third, e-cigarettes do not come under the coverage of COTPA, which exempts the producers from complying with norms like mandatory pictorial warnings. Then there is no ban on sale of e-cigarettes to minors. Children may get addicted to e-cigarettes because of its flavor, because of the liquid nicotine also. So first thing, the student has beautifully answered in the introduction. ठीक है, used mind map also to answer the question. Then the student has also beautifully answered the second part of the question. The body of the question is also very well structured. Now the student mentions other dangers of e-cigarettes. There have been incidences of accidental ingestion of the liquid. So student has used the current affair knowledge also to answer the question. That is why reading the newspapers is important. You study these articles, such kind of news, you know what is in news, you know why it has been in news, so you can use that in your answers. आप अपने आंसर में यूज कर सकते हो इस तरीके की चीजें अगर आप करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ते हो. ठीक है. Then the student has also mentioned the sellers are not mandated to display that e-cigarettes should only be used by people with a history of smoking. So because of which non-smokers जो non-smokers होते हैं, they also may try them. Then there is a lack of proper ecosystem like awareness programs, drug rehab centers, etc. so that the tobacco addicts can be helped. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर रिहेबिलिटेशन प्रोग्राम्स की भी यहाँ पर बात की गई है, डी एडिक्शन प्रोग्राम्स की भी इन्होंने स्टूडेंट ने बात की है, मेंशन किया है. स्टूडेंट हैज मेंशन्ड दैट. All right, so the student has mentioned all the dangers of e-cigarette. Now there is a time, now there is a time to answer the conclusion. Ab conclusion ki bari hai. The body of the question has been beautifully structured. Now conclusion. In the conclusion there is no need to write way forward. ठीक है, it is understandable कि final आपका way forward ही होगा. ठीक है, so there is no need. However, if you want to, you can write down. ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल banned है. You can write way forward, but do not write the heading conclusion. Conclusion heading मत लिखना. Way forward you can use. So the way forward as per the student is, there is a need to amend COTPA so that e-cigarette can be included in it. Bring in new legislation for such devices. Single policy framework across the country, proper scientific studies regarding the rehabilitation facility. Sale of e-cigarettes to minors should be prohibited. This should come first. ये इसको पहले आना चाहिए था. ठीक है, this should be the first point in conclusion. So this is the only mistake in the entire answer. Rest the answer is very beautifully structured. This is how you have to structure your answer. So first resource that you need to study to prepare for this topic is newspaper, either the Hindu or the Indian Express. Second आपका हो जाता है थोड़ा सा Google search करना है आपको. ठीक है, if such kind of topics you are coming across them in the newspaper, do a little bit of Google search on it and you will find necessary content on such topics. That is enough. Alright, so this was all for today's class. I hope you understood how to answer the questions now. Okay, so how to answer this specific question. On this note, we are wrapping up the session. Thank you everyone for participating in this lecture.